along those lines, I mean, that kind of a frustrating year when you expected to be kind of a dude last year. And maybe did you learn last year, kind of working through your recovery?
I'd say the biggest thing was just leadership. I feel like I was, like you said, I was coming in with a lot of expectations and, got hurt last year, but I had to learn to be a leader off the field and help all the young guys get together like Kai McClendon, Corey Clark, have those guys step up in my place. So I feel like that was my biggest thing, just becoming a leader.
When you went down with injury, and I think Eric was dismissed or left the team or whatever, I mean, there was just very little depth up front. It feels a lot different in that regard this year. I mean, what have you seen from the guys that have come in here and the guys that have kind of inserted themselves into your room?
I feel like we got a talented group this year, really. I feel like it's just a lot of, we just got to keep getting better one day at a time. I feel like our first 2 days were kind of shaky, but I feel like these last two with pads have been really good. But, like I said, I feel like we got a talented group from Jamil, Dre, and Ray, and all the other guys who came in. If I'm missing anybody, I feel like we have a really good group coming in.
You were in their position last year. I mean, you transferred in. You kind of had to learn a new culture and where to park and all that kind of stuff. So how can you help those new guys kind of acclimate?
Just being a leader, be somebody who I can shoulder and kind of bring them along. I know like the expectation of me in the room is to be the leader of the room, being one of the older guys. So I'm just trying to bring people along, trying to keep people up. Like if they have a bad play, be like, hey, on to the next play. Just trying to be that leader for the room, try and be a leader on this team. So.
You mentioned Jamil, and he has an interesting journey. I mean, one of the top-rated guys coming out of high school and played big-time college football. He's been sitting out last couple of years. What's been your impressions and your expectations for him?
Oh, I'm really impressed with him. We both were in the class of 2020. I remember seeing him on like recruiting profiles and us being recruited by the same school. So, it's really good to be able to play with him. And, he's very twitchy. He's very, he has a lot of tools in his box. Just got to sharpen the sword. So.
You became a father this offseason, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
How's that been going?
Oh, it's been well. It's the best thing on earth. They say that being a father is nothing like it. So I definitely would say I agree with that, especially being a girl dad. I enjoy going home every day, just seeing her every day, seeing her smile. So that's definitely, it's been a blessing, to say the least.
What do you feel like Jamarcus Moy brings to the table? He was a guy that kind of came in, not anybody like him on this roster last year. So what are your impressions of him?
Diesel, I feel like he has a lot to work on. I feel like he has a lot to improve, but that's one of the guys I'm really trying to bring under my wing because I see the potential in him. It's just that he just got to keep working every day, and I feel like with his size and strength, he just got to keep putting it together. He's told me like he didn't play that much football before coming here, so he just got to keep sharpening his sword, like I said.
Go ahead, Jeff.
There's a lot of new faces on the offensive line as well. What's it been like going against those guys?
I think we're competing really well. I feel like the competition in practice is up from last year. I feel like there's a lot more energy, just like how we have a lot more depth. They have a lot more depth too. So it's just like a lot of good guys. I mean, I'm just going to highlight a few. I feel like Blake Steen, just him being out there. Zach Owens, just a few guys. Trevor. All those guys have like really made me better in my few days being back on the field. So, I really enjoy being able to compete with those guys and being able to just keep stacking days with them because we're working together to accomplish one goal.
With the depth that y'all have and different type of bodies that y'all have, do you feel like you could see a lot more 4 down from the defensive line this year?
Oh yeah, I'm whatever Hutz feels like everybody fits, and whatever him and Turner feel like we can whatever people can do, who's good at but yeah, whatever he feels like we all fit, because I feel like you said, we have so many different types and everybody's good at one thing better than some others. So I just feel like we're going to be able to spread the wealth in a sense.
What have conversations been like with some of the other returning guys from defense about building off of last year and trying to make more of a positive reputation for yourselves?
Yeah, I think that's just the biggest thing. 2-10, nobody ever wants to go 2-10. I know last year, even though I was hurt, that was my first time missing a bowl game in my college career. So it was just like, hey, we gotta flip the script. Basically, we can't have like stuff that happened last year bleed into this year. It's a whole new team, whole new mindset, and we're ready to attack, and we believe that's the biggest thing, just belief in that we're gonna go out and we're gonna compete every game and we're gonna win every game.